and all the both the Sahodaya president and secretary, and all the participants and the principals of the participants. So we will begin with the point to ponder, right? And what is the pondering point is, I'm going to show you. Please check if all your chat boxes are working or not. Please check. Just 30 seconds to check, because most of you are responding in the chat box, I can see. So this is, now you have to see a picture. I'm sure this picture I have shown previously also in other sessions. So the picture that you are seeing, one is that 1969 and today. Now just let us know in the chat box, please put, what do you see in the picture? Is there a difference in the picture? Because there is a question mark with the problem. So what is the difference? Pooja ma'am has written, yes, there is. Ajay sir, Abhijit, they, all of you are writing, yes. So what is the difference in the picture? Both the pictures you see, and you just put a difference before we proceed. There is a difference in the picture. All of you are writing yes. Counseling. Sanjay Kumar sir is writing counseling. So what is the difference you have to say? Counseling is all a very different thing. What is the difference in the picture that you have to say? Parents' attitude to a problem. Superb, superb. Ancient and new. Okay, behave. Sonali ma'am, behavior of parents. Okay. Problem. Yes, so many of you are writing, but I am unable to see the names. Suman Kumar sir, Roshan sir, all of you are writing. Wonderful answer. There is attitude of the parents. But please check properly. Is it only the parents' attitude? Just look at the child in the picture and let me know. Attitude of parents, okay. Most aggressive. Who's aggressive? Yes, superb. Somebody has written, I could not see the names. Somebody has written that parents, let me put the chat on one side, I think, then I can see. Somebody, attitude of parents, somebody is writing, a lack of parents' good behavior. Somebody had written in the group, the child now is, the children were scared in future, but now they are not. Children were worried, apprehensive about their performance, but now it shows they are, the way the child is standing, as though there's nothing has happened and the teacher is answerable. So teachers, I'm sure you will agree with me that for every little problem, the teachers have held responsible these days. If you feel yes, put a Y in the chat box. If you feel no, put an N. Yes, most of you are putting Y, Harpreet Kaur. Yes, so many of you are putting Y, Roshni madam, all, everybody. Very good. So this is, now what do you think is needed now? With this situation, with this picture, with the identification of the situation of the problem, what do you think is needed now? Counseling. Abhijit sir is only writing counseling, parent counseling. All of you are writing counseling. Very good, Sanjay sir, to find solutions. Absolutely. To find solution. Please increase the volume. Am I not audible? To find solution is the answer. Now, how to find the solution? Where are we going to get the solution? Because we have written counseling strategy, everybody is writing counseling. Where are we supposed to get the solution from? Who will give us the solution? Thank you, Kanchan ma'am. Yes, so teachers. Yes, we. We means who? We where? We means where are we? Many of you are by communicating. We means who? We. How can we be a solution? What can we do? From where can we do? How do we get empowered to do? Okay, what is going to play an important role in handling the situation, if not changing? Both parents and teachers and students. So both parents, teachers, students, what do they constitute? They are the school, right? So the schools play a huge role in bringing the best out of the children, right? And the proper counseling will help the school and the children, the parents, the teachers, everybody to incorporate valuable lessons into our daily life, right? So what is important, teachers? Please make a note of the important things that I repeat, that it is important to know what the students feel, what the parents feel and think, and then answer their questions so that they do not find random solutions to their problems, and that can be dangerous. And when it becomes dangerous, we say, oh, gone case, counseling case. Oh, okay, frequent PTM, but only PTM will not help, madam. Not frequent PTM, lot of interactions, lot of communications, lot of active listening, and finally, counseling. Connection between all three. Yes, Sangamitra madam, connecting all of them together. And it is the teacher who's going to connect. So let us understand what will counseling do. What is counseling addressing? Counseling addresses issues to... Somebody's writing the digital ID, oh my God. Counseling, yes, wholeheartedly connecting with the challenging situation, absolutely. Counseling addresses issues to enhance students' performance. Very good connection, absolutely. Abhishek Roy from Jusko School Katma, very good. So, students' academic performance have to be enhanced. It will enable students to face psychosocial and behavioral challenges. You know, we say, this child is not listening, the parents are not responding, teachers are tired. इससे कुछ नहीं होगा इस बच्चे से. But let me tell you, बच्चे भी उतने ही मुसीबत में हैं, बच्चे भी उतनी ही कठिनाई फेस कर रहे हैं जितना कि हम लोग as teachers, right? So we have to connect before we correct. और कनेक्ट किस तरह करेंगे? बच्चों को लाइफ के लिए तैयार करेंगे. वी हैव टू एनेबल देम टू मीट द चैलेंजेस ऑफ लाइफ. Not only, yes, absolutely, Roshan Fatima sir, it is through emotions. Emotionally, we have to make them strong, right? And enrich their mental, emotional, social, and academic development. So, counseling is very, very needed. It has become a necessity now. Counseling, you see, board has said, CBSE says, counseling services mandatory in school. Every school should have a counselor. And I'm sure all schools have one. So what if they go for substitution at times, but every school has a counselor, right? Now, how many of you feel counseling? Yes, collaborative learning, absolutely, Sangamitra madam. Paromita ma'am, try to help understand teacher solution, student solution, absolutely. How many of you feel, listen to the question, how many of you feel counseling is a regular part of the curriculum? That means counseling should be there in the curriculum. Please put I in the chat box, a capital I. Yes, Abhijit sir, Rupa Chaudhary, Nikita ma'am, Dikshita, Upadhyaya ma'am, everybody is saying the same thing. And there are three core types of counseling. One is educational guidance and counseling. One is vocational counseling and career counseling. These are the broad endings. But what is more important is educational guidance and counseling. How do we do educational guidance and counseling? Educational guidance counseling includes giving students the guidance to deal with their problems themselves and get solutions. हर बार वो हमारे पास दौड़ कर नहीं आएंगे. बच्चों को इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग तो बनाइए कि बच्चे अपने प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशंस अपने ढूंढ सके. And there is no one solution to the problems that we face. Yes, listening actively or wholeheartedly, absolutely. So children should be made or should be advised to cope up with different situations. देखिए आजकल हमारे बच्चों को हार बर्दाश्त नहीं होती. They don't want to lose. They don't want to be rejected, right? If you feel what I'm saying is right, if you agree with me, put a capital A in the chat box. Children do not stand being rejected. Yes, most of you are putting capital A. That means you are there with me. You agree with me, right? We have to train them to express themselves, to communicate. देखिए जो बच्चे कम बोलते हैं, जो बच्चे अंदर रखते हैं बातें, जो बच्चे बात नहीं करते हैं, वो बहुत जल्दी बर्नआउट होता है उनका. वो उग्र हो जाते हैं, अग्रेसिव होते हैं. If they don't talk, they burst out, right? If you agree, again put a capital A. Then we have to tell them, like vocational counseling, expose them to various vocations, and career counseling, expose them to various careers. But guidance and counseling means बच्चों को हैंड होल्डिंग करनी है। हैंड होल्डिंग डज नॉट मीन स्पून फीडिंग। अक्सर हम टीचर्स गड़बड़ करते हैं, स्पून फिर सब चीज बच्चों को दे दिया। अभी these days everything we are giving the children, now they are not ready. Even if we serve the platter, they are not ready to eat. Why? Because they are too dependent on us. Counseling strategy includes independence as well, right? अब देखिए, 4 कॉमन टाइप्स ऑफ 4 टाइप्स हमने बताया। कॉमन टाइप्स यू माइट हैव हर्ड अबाउट इट। कॉग्निटिव बिहेवियरल थेरेपी, सीबीटी, आपने सुना होगा। सीबीटी इन्वॉल्व्स psychosocial intervention to reduce symptoms of various mental issues, right? कुछ बच्चे होते हैं, sometimes teachers come to the staff room sick and tired and they say, oh my god, ये तो पूरा mental case है, ये तो एकदम mental issue है। You know, the rate of mental issues, the statistics says the mental issues are increasing these days. Yes, we are trying, absolutely Deepak sir, what you're writing is absolutely true. अब क्या हो रहा है ना, मेंटल केसेस क्यों बढ़ रहे हैं? एंड दे आर नॉट मेंटली रिटार्डेड, but they are mentally disturbed. So CBT takes care of the intervention to reduce the mental disorders. You know, the treatment of substance abuse is also part of CBT. Then dialectical behavior therapy, DBT. इसमें क्या होता है ना, borderline cases होते हैं, they cannot control emotion. आप देखिए कुछ बच्चे बिना मतलब का रोते हैं। Yes, stress, absolutely sir, stress. Deepak sir is writing stress. We should not discourage. Yes, Shafta madam, absolutely. Sanjay Chaudhary sir, you're just writing your name. So we should not discourage children and we should let the emotions flow. But कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, कुछ बच्चे, yes, keep them motivated, काजल मैम, absolutely. कुछ बच्चे ऐसे भी होते हैं जो जिनका इमोशन पे कंट्रोल नहीं होता, they get very angry, they start punching, they start fighting. अच्छा एक चीज बताइए तो, are we all facing the same issue? Children are becoming aggressive and fighting these days. I'm sure जिस स्कूल में फाइटिंग केसेस हो रहे हैं, put an F in the chat box please, capital F. Let me see how many schools have got children fighting cases. Yes, तो सारे, रीमा एंथनी मैम, शशांक मैम, अपर्णा मैम, everybody is writing, डॉली मैम, डॉली सिन्हा मैम, all of you are writing, yes, fighting हो रहे हैं। तो हम क्या कर पा रहे हैं? What are we doing? We are dealing with it after the fight starts or after the fight has ended, but we have to deal with them. We have to prevent, right? एक और होता है ग्रुप थेरेपी। ग्रुप थेरेपी जो एज अ टीचर आपको करनी है। Every teacher is a counselor, you know. Now accepting circumstances as it is, we have to train them under DBT. Developing collaborative skills, learning new skills, receiving support, changing the conditions, you know, then analyzing what went wrong. Yes, Rajini Sharma ma'am, yes, thank you. So we have to tell them that, see, dialectical behavior therapy deals with progressive learning. Diksha ma'am, absolutely. Tell them we have to accept situation as it is. All the time we cannot get what we want, but we can want what we get, right? They say success is getting what you want and happiness is wanting what you get. How many people are happy these days? आज जिनके घर में बच्चे हैं, कितने खुश है बच्चे? Every teacher should act, नहीं, every teacher is a counselor, acts as a counselor. Now counseling services can be delivered in several ways. अब क्या several ways है देखिए। स्कूल में, you at your end, oh my god, somebody sending heart, thank you. You at your end, how can you deliver counseling services? Drop-in sessions. ऐसा अगर आप क्लास टीचर हैं, right? Imagine a situation, आप क्लास टीचर है, you are a class teacher, और आपके क्लास में बच्चे सारे अच्छे रहते हैं, आपकी बात सुनते हैं, सब फैंटास्टिक है, लेकिन आपके क्लास के कुछ सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स हैं जो क्लास नहीं मैनेज कर पा रहे हैं, बच्चे उनकी बात एकदम नहीं सुनते हैं, तो क्या होता है? They come and yell, they come and shout, your child, you know, this child is making my life miserable in the class. अब क्या होता है? You also get bugged up. Why this is happening? And then what happens is some child comes in. So that is drop-in sessions. कभी भी कोई भी आके बात करे तो आपको काउंसलिंग करना है, but you have to tap it in mind. इस बच्चे से हम increase the sound. Everybody is saying, I don't know how to increase. I have already increased the sound, I think. Now going back to the sound is difficult, ma'am. Okay, now let me talk like this, closer to it. Now I think they can hear. So get one-to-one interaction is very important. You have to have one-to-one interaction if you're a counselor. Even if you think you are not a counselor but a teacher, you need to have one-to-one interaction. अगर आप जनरल सारी बातें करेंगे, बच्चे सुनने से इनकार करेंगे. प्ले एंड आर्ट बेस्ड एक्टिविटी बोर्ड ने रखा है ना, आर्ट इंटीग्रेटेड लर्निंग. So why that art integrated learning? Because play and activity both are very very important. आप देखिए कुछ बच्चे गुस्सा होने से लिखते हैं, they tear the papers, they throw it away. बट कुछ बच्चे हैं जो डायग्राम बनाते, ड्राइंग करते हैं, कुछ आर्ट करते हैं, बहुत कुछ करते हैं बच्चे. तो इसीलिए प्ले एंड आर्ट बेस्ड एक्टिविटी. देखिए जब आप साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाते हैं, साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास, छोटे बच्चे जाते हैं, कुछ खिलौने देते हैं उनको, बड़े बच्चे जाते हैं तो उनके उम्र के खिलौने देते हैं. व्हाई? दैट इज थ्रू to see that what is the problem. But for us as preventive measures, we can always give them some activities, practical activities. Yes, hands on activity, play way method. अभी देखिए ना, आपको खेलने नहीं अच्छा लगता, आपको भी तो मोबाइल में खेलने अच्छा लगता है. हम लोग भी तो हाउसी खेलते हैं जब पिकनिक जाते हैं, हम लोग भी कुछ गेम्स खेलते हैं, अंताक्षरी खेलते हैं, तो बच्चों को भी तो खेलने में मजा आएगा. सो देन व्हेन यू मेक देम प्ले, देयर माइंड इज एक्चुअली गेटिंग रिजुविनेटेड, इधर उधर दिमाग नहीं भागेगा. देन फैमिली एंड ग्रुप वर्क. ये जो प्रोजेक्ट हम देते हैं ना बच्चों को, इट शुड बी सैट एट, इट शुड बी डन एट होम, सिटिंग, डिस्कसिंग, टेकिंग अ फीडबैक. बट ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी व्हाट चिल्ड्रन आर डूइंग, दे आर गोइंग टू द साइबर कैफे, टेकिंग प्रिंट आउट, हैरेसिंग पेरेंट्स. हम उनको प्रोजेक्ट देते हैं पेरेंट्स के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करने के लिए, वो जस्ट विपरीत करते हैं, पेरेंट्स को हैरेस करते हैं. सो एंश्योर व्हेन यू गिव अ प्रोजेक्ट, व्हेन यू गिव देम एक्टिविटीज, देयर इज अ चांस ऑफ इंटरेक्शन. ऐसे भी हमने अपने स्कूल में तो बोल रखा है, आपको भी बताते हैं, इफ यू हैव अ 40 minutes period, please teach for 30 minutes and talk to children for 10 minutes. It will have a different impact altogether, right? एंड ग्रुप काउंसलिंग, हर टीचर के लिए ग्रुप काउंसलिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप अपने क्लासेस में जो जिसको बच्चे बोलते हैं ना, अभी शुरू हो गई मैडम लेक्चर, ग्रुप एक्टिविटी. यस यस रंजना मैम, ग्रुप एक्टिविटी. रूपा मैम, वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन. एब्सोल्युटली. तो ये आप कैसे देंगे? दैट इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डील विथ. काउंसलिंग एज अ क्लासरूम मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रेटेजी, राइट? अभी आपको बताना है यूज ऑफ काउंसलिंग एज अ क्लासरूम मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रेटेजी. वी हैव हैड अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशन, 20 minutes डिस्कशन हुआ, रिस्पॉन्स हुआ. अभी ओ गॉड, पेज अप, इतना डिस्कशन हुआ. हाउ टू यूज दैट इन अ क्लासरूम? फर्स्ट इज प्रिवेंटिव इंटरवेंशन. इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस वी नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. We lived in society, our children are living in social media. I have said this n number of times. So what now that we know, we will be proactive. Preventive intervention. ऐसा कुछ भी मत बोलिए बच्चों को जो उनको दिमाग से डिस्टर्ब कर दे. Never criticize children. Yes, ask them open-ended question, ask them the right question. We will come to it. And देखिए अभी ना बच्चों को समझाने से ज्यादा उनको समझने की जरूरत है. The more you give advice, they will not listen. We will do one case study. Online only we'll do a case study. That time you can understand. Only listening won't, only giving them advice won't help. Rather make them speak. Yes, thank you, Vandana ma'am. Assessment purposes. Counseling is used for assessment purposes also. Then early intervention. You might have heard of SEND, S-E-N-D, SEND. If you have heard, fine. If you have not, I'm telling you, SEND is Special Educational Needs Disabilities. S-E-N-D. So in such cases, yes, we have to appreciate children. Absolutely. In such cases, we identify children who need support. देखिए अभी ना parents को संकोच होता है. They hesitate that yes, we have to be, Rachna ma'am, we have to be the parents in school. We are. Teachers are next motherly figures. We have to identify early intervention cases because some parents, most of the parents do not agree that the child is a counseling case. यहाँ तक कि disability वाले बच्चों को भी parents मेन स्ट्रीम में डालना चाहते हैं, and that is very very difficult for the child. So we as teachers not only will counsel our students, but will simultaneously have to counsel the parents if they need parallel support from specialist services. We don't know everything. So if we have a set of children in our classes who are not following, who are not up to the mark as per us, who are not able to take and cash our counseling services, we should not hesitate to take specialist services. And step down of intervention. What is step down of intervention? हमेशा ऐसा मत सोचिए एक जन के साथ ऐसा स्ट्रैटेजी ने काम किया तो दूसरे के साथ भी वही स्ट्रैटेजी काम कर जाएगा. No, there is no one strategy in counseling. There is only a brief or a framework in counseling. Strategies differ, right? So classroom use of counseling as a classroom management strategy. अब आप देखिए इतना डिस्कशन हुआ. What is the role of a teacher as a counselor? देखिए एक पैडलेट लिंक है, इसको हम क्लिक करते हैं, अभी कॉपी करेंगे. ओपन शेयर सेटिंग्स, copy link, and I'll put it in the chat box, please. I have put in the chat box. देखिए चैट बॉक्स में चला गया. अभी आप इस पे डाल के just 2 minutes for this activity. Just do it. What is the role of a teacher as a counselor? What can the teacher do as a counselor? I have put it. Yes, you're writing the chat box. Parumita ma'am, why don't you use the Padlet? ये टाइप प्रिंट हो जाएगा तो आप ही को देखने में इजी रहेगा. 4-5 people are attempting. Very good. Yes, many have started writing, it seems. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Screen is visible.
Yeah, very good, very good. Some 15, 16 of them are writing. Very good. Just write in short, please, because it's a 1-hour session. To guide the students, to help the students, all. Yes, as a friend, to give an ear to hear and a heart to understand. Superb. Please write your name. What a beautiful statement. To give an ear to hear and a heart to understand. Please write your name so that you can see it. You can, we all can see it. As a friend, help the child realize the innate talent. Absolutely, absolutely. Superb. Akriti ma'am, very, very good. Akriti Raj madam, I don't know which school, but you deserve an applause. Loud round of applause. I wish we could hear the applauses. As a guide, teachers can guide students as a friend. Rekha madam, very good. Continue to talk with them. Wonderful. Very good. Help students in all aspects. Superb. Yes, as a guide. Wonderful. To solve their problem. Please write the name. Role of a teacher as a counselor is to positive motivation as a friend, educational personality. Everything is fine, but the name is not there. I don't know whom to appreciate. Superb. Superb is not the word. What a response. The Sahodaya complex rocks. What a response. My God, so many of you are writing. See, we are losing time, but then because of your Madhu madam, give them love and understand their needs. I wish we all could do that. Superb, superb. And I think you have every right to give the clapping emojis, Hear them first and then don't give them the solution. Hear them first and enable them to come out with solution. Wonderful, wonderful. Emotional bonding. Very good, very good. I think those who are writing can continue because we are time bound. So let us see. To assist the students, somebody has written, our vice principal madam has also joined. Khushbu. Okay. Thank you. Welcome. So we should understand the problem. We should assist the student to make adjustments to different situations of life. See, teachers and all of you who are mentors, who are counselors, life has got no set syllabus, no fixed questions. The moment we start getting answers, they change the question. So we have to train our children to make adjustments in different situations of life. Whatever may be the situation, we will face them, right? And then show concern for and assist students in the planning of educational, career, personal, and social development. These are all that you put is compiled in tool statements. So this is important as a teacher counselor. Not only this, let us see the अब आप counseling तो करेंगे, skills तो चाहिए. हर teacher, the day you joined teaching, you have become a counselor. लेकिन Some of you are very good counselors. You have good counseling strategies. Some of you are yet to become good counselors. But there is no good and bad in counseling. Counseling is understanding. Yes, Preeti Kumari madam, understanding as a friend and connecting emotionally. Very good. So let us see the counseling skills, right? We have to attend, we have to paraphrase the after listening, summarize, keep questioning them, focusing on them, then rapport building with them. Lot of things we have to do. We have to develop art of silence and making them speak. I feel one word, what is this word? What does it mean? Tail. What does it mean? Not T-A-I-L, tail. What does it mean? Neelam Poddar ma'am, thank you. What does it mean, tail? What do you understand by the word tail? T-A-L-E. Story. Most of you are writing story. Absolutely, it is. It does mean Akriti ma'am story, Simi ma'am story, Nancy ma'am story, Aditi ma'am story. All of you are writing story. Wonderful, right? It is a story. But if you remember this story, your entire counseling skill is taken care of. This tale refers to the counseling skills, trustworthiness, एक्टिव लिसनिंग एंड एम्पथी. यही तो चाहिए. बच्चे आपके ऊपर विश्वास करें, आप बच्चे की बात सुने, बच्चों की बात. एक्टिव लिसनिंग refers to नॉन वर्बल लिसनिंग ऑल्सो. बीइंग अवेयर ऑफ द नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. बच्चे के चेहरे से आपको पता चल जाना चाहिए कि बच्चा खुश है और क्या उसके दिमाग में टर्बुलेंस है या दुख है, क्या है. एंड एम्पथी. नाउ व्हाट इज एम्पथी? What do we understand by the word empathy? Empathy is not trust. Empathy. Thank you, ma'am. Stepping into student shoes. Pooja, ma'am, absolutely. Stepping into student shoes. Stepping into other shoes. But there is a thin line of demarcation between empathy and getting carried away. Yes, to keep us, Sujata ma'am, to keep ourselves feeling in their situation. Rupa ma'am, being compassionate. Empathy for a counselor does not mean getting carried away. You can feel the pain of the child, but you should not bear that pain. You can understand the pain, but the moment you start feeling painful, then counseling stops. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जानना. हर किताब में लिखा होगा empathy, लेकिन empathy does not mean that you will feel the same as the child is feeling. फिर उसको who will take care of the child? Empathy means understanding the situation of the child. That is empathy. Putting yourself in that shoes to understand the situation, not the error. बच्चे ने क्या error किया, किस कंडीशन में किया, किन परिस्थितियों में बच्चों से ये अपराध हुआ है. That is more important. और देखिए ना, हम सब हाल देखते हैं, हालात कोई नहीं देखता. We always see the sight, not the situation. The moment we understand the situation, most of the problems are taken care of. So these are the core skills or basic skills which are practiced, that help help the counselor to empathetically listen to the child. So empathetic listening means अपने आप को उस जगह में नहीं रख सकते. Deepak sir, you have to put your question in the chat box. There is no provision for asking like that. Put your question in the chat box. Yes, Rima Anthony ma'am, we should not get that prejudiced, right? So very correct, all of you. We have to understand, yes, Sujata Kumari ma'am, we have to keep ourselves in student situation. And नहीं, mood नहीं, Neha ma'am, mood समझने की चीज नहीं है. Situation समझना है. वो situation में किस तरह के mood होते हैं बच्चों को, वो पता चल जाएगा. Yes, and think. Right. अब देखते हैं. How to improve counseling skills and psychology knowledge. देखिए, पहला तो है read and stay informed. What will you read? Keep yourself updated with the latest research. Keep yourself updated with the latest psychological intervention. Keep reading books. Keep reading CBSE journals कि क्या हो रहा है. And of course, these days, all of us are going for so many sessions that, yes, reading books also, that we all are updated to a great extent. Collaborate with colleagues. Remember, teachers, actual growth is in collaboration, not in competition. The more we collaborate, the more we learn faster. Then consider seeking supervision. Everything you cannot do on your own. If it is a counseling case, if you feel you are working with a child, working for a child, please keep your superiors informed. Yes, mindfully, absolutely, absolutely. Reena Kumari ma'am from Muzaffarpur. Very good. Thank you for the response. So, you have to keep your superiors informed. That is why seeking supervision. Continue practicing. जरूरी नहीं कि हम जो भी strategy apply कर रहे हैं. Yes, we have to get trained. Absolutely. Continue, practicing and growing. As I said, there is no one answer, right? अब एक case study देखते हैं. ये case study देखें तो इसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है? This is the time to help your students navigate the highs and lows of adolescence, right? So before Cathy 14 stormed out of her last class of the day, she felt disconnected from her emotions. She had no idea how deeply she had been impacted by a minor fight with her mother on the way to school. In homeroom period, she took offense when her friend Trevor made an incautious comment about her weekend plans. At lunch, she felt rejected when friends turned her away from their full table. As the day went on, she was increasingly irritable. When her teacher asked her for being chatty during 7th period, she yelled out to no one in particular that she always got blamed for everything, then ran out of the class. ये आपने पढ़ा भी, हमने पढ़ के सुनाया आपको. Now tell me, how many of us have faced this situation in the classroom? If you have faced this situation in the classroom, put a capital C. If you have not, put a small c. Let me see how many Kajal ma'am, yes. Asta ma'am, yes. Many of you have, somebody has written small c. Most of you have written capital C. All of, Neelam Jha madam, yes. All of us have felt, बच्चे क्लास में aggressive हो जाते हैं, हल्ला कर देते हैं. अरे बच्चे क्या, कभी कभी तो टीचर्स भी हल्ला करते हैं. I am the one to be blamed. All the time principal is finding fault with me. ऐसा होता है ना? ऐसा क्यों होता है? अब ये केस स्टडी आपने पढ़ा, हमने पढ़ के सुनाया, इसका क्या रिपरकशन है? इसमें क्या, how can we help children navigate their highs and lows? So the teacher counselor counseled Cathy that evening, and it took a while for her to identify कि क्या event है. मम्मी के साथ एक छोटी सी लड़ाई हुई और ऐसा हुआ. It's easy for the middle schoolers to get derailed by an argument. The more you give them opportunity to argue, the more they will argue. Then they will give you ambiguous comments, but it is hard to connect their feelings, their thoughts, their behavior. And you will question me, मैम हम पढ़ाएं कब, क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व कब करवाएं और ये सब करवाएं कब? ये तो this is a way of life. It is a part of our teaching. जिस तरह आप lesson plan बनाते हैं, उसी तरह counseling plan बनते हैं. Teens may think that कुछ बुरा हुआ तो चारों तरफ लगा रहेगा. It can interfere in their functioning in the school. They may struggle to get a correct feedback. But we as educators should use counseling strategies to help the kids navigate highs and lows. Tell them it is okay if you get angry. It's okay if you burst out, but you should come back to normal. You should realize, and you should not repeat mistakes. Because we all know repeated mistakes form habits. Right? So we don't want that. We just want, by mistake, children in my school sometimes, most of the time tell me, ma'am, by chance I brought it. So my statement is no chance for by chance. No chance by chance. You cannot do it by chance. So if you listen, yes, Asha Pandey ma'am, thank you. If you understand, then let children also understand that this is a feeling, this is an emotion. और कभी मत बोलिए मत रो बेटा, मत रो, don't cry. अरे किसी के घर में डेथ हो जाती है, हम कहते हैं don't cry. Why don't cry? Cry and take it out. Emotional outlet should be there. नहीं तो वो piled up होके burst होगा. Okay? Next is some techniques to use with students. What are the counseling techniques? देखिए, पहले तो artful reframing. If we are able to reframe a situation, बच्चे जब लड़ाई करते हैं, yes, we should try to listen to their problems and feelings. Absolutely, सुजाता मैम. बच्चे लड़ाई करते हैं, तो उनको बोलिए consequences of fight. The choice is yours. अगर तुम वहां लड़ाई नहीं करते, और क्या ऑप्शन था? तुम किस तरह अपने आप को बचा सकते थे? किस तरह ये डैमेज रुक सकता था? All this, if you ask them, if you are able to reframe the situation, they will understand better. Then relaxation technique. We all know, most of us are doing quiet time these days. Most of us are doing meditation. For what? So that the mind is cool. Yoga. CBSE has made it mandatory. Yes, we should listen to the child. Then lot of relaxation techniques are there. How many of us have told our children that you can listen to song? But the moment we tell them listen to song, they listen to all dik chik dik chik dik chik. वो तो लेने के देने पड़ जाते हैं. Meditation, absolutely, absolutely, meditation. So we have to tell them, listen to music. Music will cool down will relax your nerves and muscles. Ask them the right questions, open-ended questioning. Do not, if you see a sports logo in their shirt, ask them, who's the player you are fond of? What has the player done? What is his contribution for the nation? Keep talking to them. The moment you talk to them, they will realize, right? Music, games are also, yes, quiet time, everything. Labeling feelings, let them understand what they're exactly feeling. कभी कभी बच्चे बोलते हैं मुझे पता ही नहीं क्या हुआ मैंने ऐसा कर दिया हरकत. Let them understand. If they're getting irritated, they should leave their place. Yeah, hug them and say, I'm always there with you. Yes, Rashmi ma'am, every time we cannot hug. No, sometimes there can be complaints also. But then you tell them, I'm always there with you. But the moment you say, they won't understand. They should feel. Actions speak louder than words. Yes, asking good questions. Challenging cognitive distractions. What is challenging cognitive distractions? बच्चे ना दिमाग इधर उधर जब भटकाते हैं वो आप लोगों को देखना है. बच्चा क्या सोच रहा है उस समय उसके सोच को किस तरह, यस, फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज इज वन ऑफ देम, वेरी गुड. उसको किस तरह हम डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे, सही चीजों पे उसका दिमाग किस तरह आएगा. वैलिडेटिंग. व्हाट इज वैलिडेटिंग? कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज वैलिडेटिंग? If the child says, I'm not good enough, nobody is relying on me, you do not call me, nobody wants to be my lab partner, nobody wants to be my sports partner, then tell them, नहीं बेटा, it is not like this. So बच्चा कभी नहीं सुनेगा. Thank you संतोष सर. यदि वो बताते हैं आपको कि ऐसा हुआ, nobody wants to be with me, nobody wants to play with me, what you should do, you should first be on the child's position. Try to understand what exactly he wants to say. कभी कभी बच्चे यूं भी बोलते हैं तो यू टेल देम, हाँ आई नो यू फील वेरी ऑकवर्ड व्हेन समबडी सेज आई आल्सो फील वेरी बैड, बेटा क्या करें, लेट अस मेक फ्रेंड्स, यू डू, यू इंट्रोस्पेक्ट. अगर आप उनके हाँ में हाँ थोड़ा मिलाते हैं तब जाके वो आपकी बात सुनेंगे, वरना वो क्यों सुनेंगे? दैट इज ऑल्सो क्वेश्चन. चिल्ड्रन से व्हाई शुड वी लिसन टू द टीचर व्हेन द टीचर्स डोंट लिसन टू अस? ओके, एक्टिव एंड रिफ्लेक्टिव लिसनिंग की तो बात हो चुकी है. आप इवन नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन को समझे. प्रोवाइडिंग साइको एजुकेशन, वही अभी हमने बोला, साइको एजुकेशन इज टेल देम इट इज राइट टू फील bad, it is okay if you have done something, if you have shouted at, it's okay if you are crying. We tell them boys can't cry. Why? Boys don't have emotions. So please, yes, Preeti ma'am, thank you, I agree ma'am, she's writing. इंक्रीमेंटल एक्सपोजर, एलिमिनेट फोबियाज विद स्मॉल एक्सपोजर. कुछ बच्चे जो है स्टेज में जाना नहीं चाहते क्योंकि उनको एक फोबिया होता है, डर होता है. टेल देम, नो बेटा, गो इन द असेंबली स्टेज फर्स्ट. क्लासरूम में स्टेज में जाइए, असेंबली में जाइए, तब जाकर उनको धीरे धीरे उनका फोबिया को हटाना है. राइट जीनत मैम, थैंक यू. Then let us go to roles of a counselor. As a counselor, we have to identify the potential aptitude and coordinate with other teachers. So mediator, the teacher counselor will advocate to guide in tricky situations. कभी कभी दो बच्चों की लड़ाई होती है, एक कहेगा हमने मैडम he has beaten me, another कहेगा I have not. उस समय आप क्या करेंगे, कैसे पता लगाएंगे? आपके लिए तो दोनों बच्चे बराबर है. We can say, okay, one of you is telling a lie, but that will not solve the problem. So we have to act as a mediator. We have to question them. We have to ask others. We have to find out the solution and the real cause of the fight. Social skills teacher, because a counseling teacher enables all other teachers in utilizing their करिकुलम. यदि आप काउंसलिंग करते हैं एज अ क्लास टीचर, एज अ सब्जेक्ट टीचर, सारे टीचर्स आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करेंगे कि हाउ टू गो अबाउट. अगर कोई भी गलती होती है तो पीपल हैव रिटन, टीचर्स हैव रिटन, वी हैव टू एक्ट एज देयर फ्रेंड, देयर कैट, बट इन अ प्रोफेशनल वे. We can be friendly with the children, but not a complete friend, right? So we have to be disciplinarian. We are the one, the counselor, teacher counselor is the first person for students who misbehave and decide on the next course of action. She has to address attendance issue. Yes, make the students aware of the strengths and weaknesses. Yes, ma'am, Sangamitra madam, I'm coming to it. So the teacher has to make them. Teacher is the psychologist. Okay, the teacher should understand the students' trauma, remedy, all these things. So this is why we say teacher plays a multifaceted role. If you agree with me, put an A in the chat box. Capital or small, no problem. Most of you agree with me, right? Very good. अब देखिए. So the teacher is a consultant also. Teacher counselor, just like the teacher prepares the lesson plan, the teacher counselor creates engaging lessons. ये तो हमने बोला है. And why is all of us know the teacher counselors are consultant. We have to collaborate with the staff, with the school, with the learning process, with the parents and work as a team. जो आपने शुरू में बताया था. Many people had said. So somebody has written so many A's. Oh my God. Now let us see. आप तो counseling skills आपके पास आ गए हैं. आप लोग सब counselor हैं. लेकिन कुछ skills हमें improve करने हैं. If you really want to improve the counseling skill, put an Y in the chat box, please. Let me see. Only if there are some Y's, I will move ahead. Only 2 Y. Oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. So many Y's. So now let us see the strategies for removing or for handling counseling, classroom counseling, right? But there is, let me tell you, teachers, there is no one particular solution to all kinds of problems, right? There are so many things. So define the expectation for student behavior. शुरू में सेशन के बिगिनिंग में 5 बच्चों को पकड़िए, बाकी 50 अपने आप सेट हो जाएंगे. Just tell them what you exactly expect and what is the school philosophy, and keep on reinforcing and reinforcing so that it gets into their system. जो teachers particular होते हैं, जो अपना expectation and philosophy and policies पहले बता देते हैं, उनको yes, you have to, oh, you cannot hear, I'm so sad. So you have to define the school philosophy and your expectation. Use positive reinforcement strategies. This works like a miracle. Assertive discipline. So how will you use positive reinforcement strategies? बच्चे से अगर कुछ गलती हो जाती है, हम लोग डायरी में लिखते हैं. But जब भी बच्चा अच्छा काम करे, डायरी में लिखिए, appreciate करिए. When we are praised, we are raised. So we want to raise the self-esteem of the children very high. Then avoid using negative reinforcement tactics. You cannot do anything. You know, कोई एक negative करता है, उसको हम escalate करते रहते, ऐसा नहीं करना है. Right. Another strategy is, see, we have to understand of our own body language. हम अगर यदि हम कुछ बोलेंगे और कुछ करेंगे, तो बच्चे अच्छी तरह समझ जाएंगे. If you shout in the class and say, "No, I don't want shouting in the class," do you think children will be listening to you effective? No. Rather, if you stand like this, say, "I don't want shouting in the class," and then they will. So you have to be role model teachers and get to know students on individual level, know their names, and the child will feel connected with you, right? How to manage classroom? The same thing when you tell in standard 2, you have to be like, "Children, can I tell you a story?" They'll be very happy. But the same thing when you go to standard 8, 9, you have the children, "I have to tell you a story. I'm sure you will listen to me." And the same thing when you go to 11 and 12, children, can we do it in the form of a story? And then you see all children are there with you. Because children from KG to PG have the same mentality, right? And teachers in India and abroad are facing the same problem. Okay. Some more strategies I have written. Anything may suit you. You can take a screenshot or something like hands-on activity, clear direction, calming strategy, knowing the names, encouraging them, positive communication, special helper, each one to each one. All these are some more strategies which I collected from other sessions when we attended, and I put it in the chat box, in the slides, okay? Now, the next thing is very important for you to know, the goals of counseling. What are the goals? Fulfilling lives, then assisting students with challenges. Students face a lot of challenges. We can be the mediator to remedy that situation. Adjustment. These are the goals of counseling. Then promote a positive school life, generate or support the school-wide interventions. And the main thing now, I had spoken of send to you, special educational needs disability. Then need mental health and social emotional learning. This is main role of a counselor these days, who is the teacher of the child. So all teachers are expected to be counselors. And let me tell you, the day we join teaching, we have all become counselors. But there is a word on ethical boundaries. What can we do? What is that word on ethical boundaries? We cannot disclose. We have to have counseling relationship, confidentiality, and maintaining borders. Please do not disclose anything that you do in counseling. I will give you some samples. So do not disclose what you know about one child to another child or another parents or even teachers. You can talk to the teachers to find out the yes, earn the trust. Very good, Madhu ma'am, Madhu Sinha ma'am, earn the trust, right? Now, what are some of the topics for counseling? What could be the topics for counseling? एक मेंटी भी कर लेते हैं जब पैडलेट कर लिया है एक मेंटी में डाल दीजिए तो व्हाट आर द टॉपिक्स फॉर काउंसलिंग ग्रुप काउंसलिंग के लिए हम क्या क्या टॉपिक रख सकते हैं link copied. Now I will put it in the chat box. Yes, I put in the chat box. I think you're getting the link. Yes, I put in the chat box. Just see. Just start. Oh, topics for. Why is it not going? Yes, now it has gone. Again, it has gone. I have given the Menti link. Just start. It's just 1 minute for this activity. Just do it fast, please. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody is right. Some people are writing very nice session. Thank you. Now you can see. I will present the screen to you. Yes. Feeling for other. Nice. Very good. What is nice? The topic that we need to do. You can do it. Gratitude, discipline. Very good. These are some of the topics we can deal with. Wonderful. Behavior. Emotional support. Fantastic. Social media. Superb. Time management. Wonderful. Anger. Yes. Attitude of gratitude. Empathy. Finding solutions. Superb. Superb. Diversity. Motivation. Good etiquette. My God. So Patna, like, I'm sorry, the Pataliputra and Jamshedpur, so they are rocking. Oh my, I can't even stop it. You're still writing. Wow. How to understand finding solutions. Superb. If you're still writing, you can continue writing because we have only 1 hour. We can talk on friendship, social networks, crowds, rejection, relationship, school failure, family factors. All these things we can, tap in the group counsel in the classroom. So please talk to your children in the life skill classes. Now we have health and wellness classes. All these classes, we must talk to the children. That is very, very important. And bullying is one very important area which needs counseling. Most of you are writing nice session. Thank you so much. So let us see some classroom counseling sessions. There is something called self-awareness checkup for kids, self-awareness form. So we can give them and make them use this, when you are free, when you are going for substitution. Tell them, for example, I feel. Let them write, I feel bad. Let them write their emotion. Then describe, I feel jealous when somebody does something. Why? So that is called self-awareness. When they become self-aware, they will, they will understand how to correct, where to correct. And that way they will, this is a student referral form. You will also get to know SRF. You will get to know when to tap them for counseling. Next one is student session note. The teacher must record all that you talk. We have anecdotal record in our lesson plans or in teacher's diary. Please keep a record of everything. Then we have checkup, student self-awareness checkup for kids, self-esteem checkup. Self-esteem SEC is let them feel I am just important as others. I believe in myself. I respect myself. Ask students to do a rating on their own. And then you see. Then another one is the self-assessment checkup, whether they are strong enough, how much they struggle, what is their favorite one, where they would like to get help. All these things you can take a screenshot and keep, and then you can use it in your schools. A note on positive education. अभी आप बोलेंगे positive education क्या है? Education तो है, पर positive education क्या है? Can anybody write in the chat box what is positive education? Can anybody write in the chat box? Thank you, Sujata ma'am. Positive education means? Write an interactive, Bhavesh. Sir, write an positive education means the education which will add value to meet real life situation. There are two things that can be done for this positive education. बच्चों को अगर कंट्रोल रखना, अपने साथ रखना, positive education. Yes, child-centric education. There is something called a self-compassion box. Thus, there are steps. Identify when they are being hard on themselves. Because some children have got always, going away from house, killing themselves, all kinds of negative thoughts. So take care of that. The step 2 is select items that remind them of to be more compassionate and redirect attention towards self-compassion. If I love myself, I will love the world. Tell them. And then self-care vision board. What is self-care vision board? They gather images, words, illustrations to promote self-compassion. See, this activity as a counseling strategy has worked with many. You can take a screenshot and ask your children to do, and then you can see. अब देखते हैं a take home message. So before we conclude, the take home message is, let us recapitulate all that we have done now. School life can be challenging for students, especially now. It is the time of physical and psychological changes, dramatic changes, and they learn about the ups and downs, not only of life, of social relationships, while they're doing the school curriculum also. The teacher counselor can provide valuable guidance throughout the school years and offer intervention and support when crisis form. The services provided will vary based on the needs of the students and the situations they find themselves in, right? So we have to ensure what one strategy will not work with everybody. Different strategies for different people. And counselors have to be optimistic, open, hearing students' problems without bias. And what is the skill required? What did we do? The skill, who can put in the chat box? The skill required for counseling can be remembered in one word. What is that word? Let me see who is putting up. In one word, the skills required, basic skills for counseling. No, that is a part of that word, ma'am. Empathy is a part of it. One word, one acronym to remember. I can give you a hint. Counseling can be done like a story. Let me see what word you are writing. Nobody is writing that one word. Yes, tail. Absolutely. T-A-L-E. I missed out the name. So whoever has written tail deserves a loud round of applause, right? Tail. So we have to understand that counseling is a multifaceted, challenging as well as rewarding position, and we have to be empathetic and goal-driven, enjoy working with students and help them to be the best that they can be in their academic career as well as responsible citizens. Only then can we enjoy working with students or young adults in a classroom collaboratively or independently with successful students or students with challenges. We are coming to an end, 3 minutes more, so there is a point to ponder again. Now, what is the point to ponder? What to do and how to go about it. You have just 1 minute, half a minute I've taken to write what to do and how to go about. You're clapping. Thank you so much. You're writing. Nice session. But the question is still unanswered. What to do and how to go about. How can we go about it? 1 minute gone. 2 more minutes left. Who will write? How can you take it to the classroom? You can write in 1 word, 2 words, 3 sentences. Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful session. But how can you take it to the classroom? Kanchan ma'am, so many of you are writing. Be practical. All right, then. Create awareness, be improvements and aspirations. Reviewing the counseling provided. ensure compliance and support counseling. The final one is UCPD. What is CPD? CPD is continuous professional development, right? We have to have aspiration to make children, not to break them. If we have aspiration, improvements will be there. And whatever we are doing, we need to review. जो हमने किया वो सही डायरेक्शन में हुआ कि नहीं. आप काउंसलिंग पे काउंसलिंग किए जा रहे, बच्चे का इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं हो रहा, तो we have to change the strategy. Be patient. Anju Roy ma'am, absolutely. And we have to ensure compliance. यदि आपने कुछ बोला, बच्चों को, टीचर को, सबको कंप्लाई करना है. Plus, actual growth is in collaboration. Without support, we cannot do anything. And use your, yes, Megha ma'am, thank you. Use CPD, continuous professional development. It is exactly 5 o'clock, and the final and the most important slide comes now. Anything that you have to say or ask, you can put it in the chat box. So I think everybody's writing nice, but if you start taking it to your classrooms, it will be really nice. I'm going to capture the chats and see how many of you have written nice so that you can, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And you've been so responsive, so energetic. The genuine enthusiasm is one of the counseling strategies. If you are genuinely enthusiastic, the way you are responding now, I'm sure each one of you who has attended today is a great counselor in the classroom. A great many thanks to all of you, to your principals, to Shubhoshri madam, to the technical help and everybody. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, ma'am, for the valuable training which you have provided today.
Thank you so much. I will just give me time to capture the chat. And after that, I will leave, right?